Well, Phoenix is a beast of a character. He is the most popular character in the online play and overall as well. He has fast homing moves, strong mix, and his comeback potential is immense with his throw game and ball game turning the tide in an instant. But we see a lot of players overuse certain of his moves, especially in the newer ranks, and over-rely on some of those. So today we're going to see how you can get out of yellow ranks and play a more compact ball Phoenix. First, we have the overused moves. We have full crouch down forward 1+2 and forward forward 2-2. These are similar in that they are both snake edges and they serve a lot of purpose in earlier ranks, but people start developing reactions in order to either block them or low parry them. So be careful and don't overuse them. Down 1+2 and forward 1+4 are very good moves, but I do see them overused quite a bit because people find out that it's hard to punish them initially. But people with experience will start to punish them correctly, and then you will see you will struggle quite a bit because they are both very punishable. One is launch punishable, and another is launch punishable by a lot of characters in the game. Then you also have to say that forward forward 4, which is the trooper roll. It's another very good move and it has its utilities, but you cannot be using it all the time because it is very easily steppable by everybody. Its main use is to do whip punishment. As you can see, it's very strong in these moves that have high whip recovery. But if you just start spamming it in the neutral all the time, people are start going to step it like this. And the dummy isn't even set on a precise sidestep, and it's still able to step it most of the time. Like as you saw, the sidestep started very early, but still able to sidestep it. So it's very linear. So the key moves, first key move that I don't see a lot of yellow ranks using is down forward 2. It's a 15 frame launcher with crazy tracking, crazy range, and it's highly spammable because it has very fast recovery. As you can see, I just spammed it twice and with the backdash once, and I caught my opponent. And now I'm going to show you the recovery. As you saw, I did a down forward 2, and even though Kazumi did a down forward 1, which is very fast, she wasn't able to get me. And it's very good for whip punishment as well, as you saw me whip punishing that Brian player. And as you can see, it has very good range and it has very good tracking as well. It can be stepped to both sides with a very precise sidestep by female characters, but it's very hard, especially if you sidestep into a button. As you can see, she sidestepped into a button and she was launched. And this is the thing with this character. And as you can see, after down forward 1, if you do 1, even though the jab should win, Kazumi's jab should win, it's not winning against Paul, because Paul down forward 2 has a lot of high evasion as well. You just saw the Yoshimitsu did a high move and Paul's down forward 2 beat it. Then you have sidestep 3, which is a very excellent move as well to be used because it gives you plus range, and on counter hit you get this. And obviously because it's a sidestep, you're often evading certain moves as well when you're doing it. And at the wall, it just almost finishes the game all the time. Then you have Kurosaki forward 3, which is a neutral and block low, but its main thing is its counter hit. It is a counter hit launcher of sorts, and the thing is it is high crushing, so it's a very important low. Forward 1+2, I don't see a lot of people using it. Forward 1+2 and magic ball, these moves should be used more because one builds momentum, the other you can get a counter hit launch out of. And then you have different moves from forward 1+2 which you can take advantage of, like back 1-2, which is a 12 frame move. It will beat after forward 1+2, and you can just do a single back 1 just to test the opponents and to build mental frames as well. So these 3 moves can be used in conjunction with each other to form a very good solid base for a pole. And as you can see with the plus frame, I was able to get a launch there. Then you have forward 2-1. This is forward 2-1. I beg your pardon with the text. It's forward 2-1. Just a correction. So the forward 2-1 itself is a very good whiff punisher from range, and it can be used in the neutral as well, but you have to be careful if you want to bring out the mid, which is very highly punishable and interruptible, or you want to bring a high, which is safe. But certain characters like Kazumi can option select the forward forward 2 and just do down forward 2, which beats every option. So be careful with certain characters. Death Fist, you all know it's your bread and butter with Paul, and it's so hard to punish in these ranks that you can use it. But there are certain characters who would easily punish it, like Yoshimitsu, etc. Yoshimitsu and King. Then you have to use QCB2 if you see that this move is getting punished a lot. You have to go to QCB2. High level, you have to use this, and you can get a guaranteed down back 2 afterwards as well if they don't do anything on the ground. Then you have Demo Man. Demo Man is a very useful move, especially at the wall. It's very high risk, but then again, if your opponent is against the wall and they have to take the mix-up, it is so much scarier. Then you have Grabs and Ultimate Tackle. Paul has a very underrated throw game, so be sure to use it. He has 1 break, he has a 2 break, he has 1+2 breaks, he has an Ultimate Tackle which has multiple of different options. I don't even know the hard option, which is very hard to break as well. Especially, basically you have to press 1 5 times. So I don't even know how to break it properly. So just do that occasionally as well. And then you have some round enders like 1-4 and some other situational moves like down back 4, which you can use to annoy your opponents and or to end rounds. These are very good moves to be used in those occasions. And we'll have more moves as well that can be used in certain situations, like QCF1 is good. It's a high, but because it comes from a QCF animation, it can be thrown in the neutral if you don't have like good mental advantage. Then you have up back 2, which is a safe mid counter hit launcher, but it's a bit slow. Then you have back 3, which is a very good move to throw around sometimes, but it has bad range, but especially because it's a 14 frame launch punisher. As you can see, it launches on -14, so you can use it a lot. I'm just going to do a small walkthrough of Paul's gameplay now, and you will see how he fares in the real match situations and how you can get him upvote and up to the rank that you desire. And the way I'm playing Paul, it's good enough for you to get into red ranks at the very least, even just following these footsteps, I would say. And as you can see, I'm trying to make a comeback against this player, and that's the main thing with Paul. What a lot of people don't do is they start to force the situation in these ranks, and as you can see, I'm almost dying, but initially it's okay, especially if you feel like you can get your opponent to rematch. It's okay to just assess the situation and be aware of the options that your opponent is using a lot. In this case, the opponent was over relying on snake edges a lot and strings, so it was very easy to deconstruct his style of play in a matter of few rounds. And I knew that he would try to interrupt some things which he shouldn't. And this is how, these are round-ended things. He went for a snake edge in that situation, which is very highly unfeasible. And then you have another match, and we're doing great again. And as you can see, these are down forward 2. You will see me use this move a lot and get a lot of purchase out of it because it's just that good of a move. A wrong punish. Even though I'm main Brian, I didn't remember what his frame rule on that. It's like -11, I think. It's best to just low parry that instead of blocking. And I have this bad habit of blocking stuff when I can low parry that. And this is another match where you saw me using the Demo Man to finish the round. And as you can see, back 1-2 has such a good range. People often throw out Brian's while standing 1 because it has a lot of pushback and a lot of punishes don't reach. But Paul's regular punisher back 1-2 reaches easily. Even though it's a launch punishable at -16, but sometimes it's like back 1-2 is going to reach there. So why just just try to go for something hard? Like you can death fist it in theory, but nobody's going to be able to do it because it's especially at this level. Even pro players don't get this stuff. And just be a bit, as you can see, I'm being very patient in this round. I know how to break his throws, what he's going to apply, what he's going to do. He's using a lot of highs, he's using a lot of strings. I don't mind taking the pressure because I know what he's going to do there. And then I finish the round. If you can see this round, holy, I just did defense the whole round. And now we have a Pakuman player, and Pakuman is tricky because he has a lot of options with his strings and his highs and mids and lows. So it's sometimes really hard to know what you're doing with this character. And you will see me the first round, I'm very circumspect. I'm trying to see what this guy is what his game is and what he's going to do most of the time. This was my bad. I should have broken that. Even though I tell people with Kazumi and Paul and Pokemon always do the 1+2 option, even if you can't see the hand. But at that moment, I wasn't able to. I did not know that that move was punishable, so I should have done back on 2 entirely. And I could have whip punished there. That was a bad thing. I mean, it's just hard to whip punish a character which just keeps going, so you don't know when his strings are ending. And this was me playing Pokemon after a while against Pokemon, so pardon me if it took me some time to adjust to it. But as you can see, I'm starting to get his game plan. I forgot that that was not -15, that's -14. I should have done back 1-2 or back 3. That's another thing that you have to be good at. When something is -14, try and launch punish with back 3. Back 3 doesn't have very good range, but it has enough of a range that it could have launched there at the very least. And knowing how to interrupt his shenanigans is very important, because I knew he was going to go for cancels into the rage drive or any cancel whatsoever. So I knew that, and I interrupted that with back 2. And as you can see again, it's very easy to hit down forward 2, and this time I knew that down forward 2 won't work against this, so I used back 1-2, and as you can see, this throw is very devastating at the wall. And I've usually seen with people who try to apply throws, they're not very good at breaking throws either. So you can try to apply throws on them as well. And as you saw, down forward 2 beat every one of his options. It's a very busted move, I would say. It's easily top 5, I would say. And side step 3 into back 1-2, giving you a wall splat. That's like half your life. So side step 3 can hit on the wall can give you half health easily. So and that's even without applying any rage art or cancels or anything. If you apply the rage art cancel, I think you might be able to get up to 70%. It's just that much damage. Now we go to Yoshimitsu. I've already I think, yeah, I am at Vindicator now. So it's about time I see how I play this character. And Yoshimitsu is one of those characters which I struggle against a lot, especially when I'm playing them, initially. We are both on a very healthy win streak, so it will be cool to see whose win streak goes on living. But as you can see, it's very hard for me to tell what the Yoshimitsu player, and I'm respecting him a lot, which maybe sometimes I shouldn't. But as you can see, when I decided not to respect him, I ate a clash, and this match is looking quite late for me. Yeah, and so many tricks and strings that you don't know where they end, if they end in mid or high. It's very hard to tell, and my reactions are very poor. I rely on very strong reads and fundamentals because my reactions and my execution are poor. So in this regard, if I don't know what my opponent is doing and I don't have the reactions for it, it's very hard. And as you saw, I'm starting to know what he's trying to do, what his go-to moves are. So it started to work out for me a bit more. And I'm more careful about pressing my advantage against him as well, because he kept using the flash as well. And this was one move which I should sidestep by now, but sometimes you're just looking at a certain move, you're looking at it like a deer in the headlights, and you don't know how to react. This I knew how to react to. I knew if he did that, I could rage out because it was in the range. and I had enough help, and because he was back then I didn't want to do a rage art cancel. I believed that I would be able to get it. That was a good float, but I should have went with the 3-2. I didn't know it would connect or not. I should have gone with the float. It would have been a good combo. And classic Yoshimitsu. I was trying to see when I could whiff punish it. I just wasn't able to get the timing of it. And yeah, if you get down back 2, it's very hard. I don't throw this move a lot in the neutral, so pardon me if I forget. But if you get down back 2 counter hit, you have to do back 1-2 to get the screw. Otherwise, the 3-2 doesn't work because he just falls flat on the ground. The back 1-2 realigns the character in a correct position for the combo. And now I'm on a win streak, and actually this was a very good set because it went like he won first match, then I won 2 or 3 matches, then he won 3 or 4 matches in a row. Then I came back and I started winning again, like 2 matches, and then he won 1, then I won 3 more to get my promotion. It was a very good set. If anybody would like to see this whole set, I would be willing to upload it all. If you want to see how I was able to counter Yoshimitsu after I lost 4 matches straight. Sorry, that's my phone going off. I should turn it off. Okay. So as you can see, I started to deconstruct how he plays. Basically I've downloaded him most of all. I know what, and he stopped. Actually, he was going for a lot of those, those float moves where Yoshimitsu goes in the air. He floats and he does his throw and a launcher and a very annoying jab of sorts. In the air. Yeah, this move, he ends up in the air. He stopped going in the air because I was always interrupting it with a back 1-2 or a jab because I knew you can't interrupt that. This is one move that I need to know, and you need to know. I'm very bad at reacting it, but if you can, you need to know certain moves that you can basically duck the second hit off. That is very important. That is one skill that I'm trying to develop now in order to see the animation of certain characters and ducking their second hit. Just getting familiar with that is the basic thing. So with Paul, with Yoshimitsu, with characters like Lee, Chalan, you have these moves which are mid highs, and with King you have 4-2-1, which is a mid high too. So you need to know when the first hit connects. Your opponent is usually going to go for the high because the high is safe if on block. So know to duck it. And this is the prime example of how you should not play Paul. You might be able to get up to orange ranks with this, but if you have, this guy has enough mastery on his cancel that he can, as you saw, I did a whiff punish with that, and I think I got razzled because of his constant use of 4-2-2. Even I used it once, but as you can see, the shoulder, he was using it a lot and he got punished for that. As I told you, don't use it too much in the neutral. And this was a solid round all around, but I kept getting hit when I was doing backdash cancel. So that was a bit unfortunate. I'm backdashing and it hits me, and I think this will hit. And as you can see, I know what he's doing. I'm blocking everything. I should low parry it, but the timing of the low parry is a bit hard because he's playing. As you can see, he's playing on a 4-bar Wi-Fi. That's why he's using this move as well. If he didn't have a bad connection, he wouldn't even get these rounds, because it was that bad of a connection. The timing of the low parry was very difficult, so I had to hold down back in order to get it. Now we have Anna, a character that I used to struggle with a whole lot, which I've improved on just because I had one session with an Anna player. I'm very thankful for that, and he told me about certain moves and when she's after some moves, when she's plus, and when she's going to do sidestep cancels, when she's able to do that. So even though I don't know this matchup a lot, I know enough that I can kill scrubs with it now. And you will see this guy relying on a lot of his strings, and the first round went towards him, but I know what he's doing now. As you can see, I reacted to his snake edge and I low parried it. I should have blocked it, but another thing, this guy is also on Wi-Fi. I'm not pretty sure. I actually did block his snake edge once, I remember, and I tried to punish, and it wasn't. I didn't even get the while standing free to punish on it. The delay was that bad. So I went for a low parry instead because I had the time of that. And now he has the life lead. How am I going to get out of this whole situation? Down forward 2. just see how ridiculous this move is. You guys are not using this move enough. I'm just telling you. You just have to use this move as much as you possibly can in different situations. Not just spam it. Just use it in different situations after different moves. After what your opponent is trying to pressure you. It's a very good get out of pressure, get out of jail free move. Not a panic move like down 1+2, but still very good. And another snake edge and another low parry. This time I'm able to get the full combo. Yep, I am. But for some reason for me, the 3-2 back sway 2 at the wall is very, very difficult after the demo man. I don't know. For me, the dash in is a bit difficult. I don't know which moment to dash in, which moment to stop, and do 3-2. And that's mainly because I haven't played lab pole, like ever. I've just only learned them initially when I started Tekken, and I just blocked that pole most of the time in my games. And now we're going against the all-round player. And at this point I'm pretty warmed up and I'm pretty confident about my reads. Even though this is the first match, I was able to tell what this guy was going to do. Back down 1+2 wasn't a good idea there. Should have done 4-4-2-1 to get a wall break. I got a wall break there. Combo could have been a bit better, but that's the thing. If you don't know the character too well, sometimes you don't know combos. But hopefully you will. I don't think I have to teach you. If you main 4, if you're playing 4, you shouldn't be able to know the correct combos that you can go for. And you can see some of my matches as well, some of the neutral combos that I go for. I don't go for too many hard combos. Sometimes I do, but with the down forward 2. But mostly I go for easy enough combos that you can do yourself as well. And that move is -12. I know that. I know some of Horang's frames, some of Horang's minus punishable moves. But I don't know Horong frames, as in like what plus is he after which move, how minus is he after that move. I don't know those frames. I know the punishable moves when I see them. So that's one thing I know about Horong, which gives me slight edge over players playing in these ranks, because they throw a lot of highly punishable moves instead of relying on pressure of Horong. And he's scared. I have plus frames. I should have done back 1-2 instead, but yeah, no use trying with this first move. I still get almost a perfect on that round, so nothing to cry about. I'm almost at orange rank. I think I'm at usurper now, so I think this would be this is the last set that I wanted to show you, and this is a set where I would get my orange rank promotion. And as you can see, this Brian is not bad. He's not as bad as the one as we played at the start. So if I had to describe this Brian, I would say that he's like a better version of the Brian that I played before. Like his style is a bit similar. He relies on snake edges. He relies on power crush, on orbital. But one thing I liked about him was his use of down 3+4 for the keep out. His keep out was better with that player. But that's the thing, if you rely on one move too much, you also become a bit predictable. And he was using 4-3-4 to get me to press a lot, and I was able to punish him every time. Good use of hatchet. That's one thing that he's using that player wasn't able to use. Hatchet kick properly. And damn, this was a good combo. He went for the easier option, understandable. He has the life lead now, but I have the rage and I break the throw. Hopefully I can do something about it. Shit, I'm falling into his pressure. That was very bad. That was actually very bad. As I said, don't do trooper roll in the neutral at all. Shit, I was able to turn it around. No shit. But as I actually forgot about this match, so just be careful with the trooper roll. As I said, don't throw a lot. Use it as a bit punisher mainly. And I was able to use this throw. This is what I should do as well, and I think you should do as well, because it's a 1+2 break anyway. I think it's better to do down forward 1+2 throw to keep them close to you when you're not near the wall. Near the wall, you do the forward 1+2 to get the wall splat. But not all the time, because if you think that they're going to break it, then it's a bad idea because it side switches. But if you're against the wall, you can actually throw it because of the side switch. Even if they break it, it's in your favor. So now I know what this guy is doing. That's a good wall standing through combo. Oh, that was, you know, you have to sometimes go for the hard raid. If I did got the demo man, he would have been dead. But he wasn't able to punish anyways, so it wasn't that big of a deal. And instead of punishing, that was a very scrub thing to do. Instead of punishing his 4-4-2, I went for the ultimate tackle. But hey, whatever works. That was a very decent trade combo from a magic wall actually. I'm actually surprised I was able to land it. Because I haven't used the pause magic ball too much. I've just recently started to use it, and that's another move that I would say I would urge people in Yellow Ranks to start using more. And instead of doing 3-2 backsway, I would recommend you do down forward 1 backsway, and learn how to do down forward 1 backsway into sidestep. And you can sidestep into the foreground, but you can sidestep into the background. So learn how to do that as well. That would be very helpful. And that was a sick rager. Oh shit, the axis fucked me up. Otherwise that would have been dead. That would have been dead. If I had the proper wall and the full combo, I would have killed him there. Shit. And this is a promotion match. I was late on the back one too. But as you can see, I'm using the sidestep 3 quite a bit, and you saw me use the trooper roll to whip punish, because as you saw, I noticed that's another thing in these ranks that you have to do. You have to see which moves your opponent is using most. You have to break down their game, try to break down their game and how they're playing, and base your moves around that. It's not like Green Rag where you can just do your own game and mash and just get out of it. Sometimes you can with certain characters, but I would recommend, if you want to get up to red ranks, I would recommend trying to see what your opponent is doing and then base your game around that. And this was me with immense pressure and just getting in. So hopefully this helped you, and hopefully you can get out of yellow and get to red ranks. Thank you. Peace.